Hello everyone, I'm going to be showing you my game project paper prototype for my multiplication fact fluency game, Fluency Frenzy. So to start, I wanted to talk about the materials for my game. So there's really only one that is a traditional playing card stack. Uh, just like this one pictured here, that has hearts, clubs, diamonds, and spades, as well as specialty cards such as the Joker, Queen, King, and Ace. I'm still thinking about whether or not I want to actually create a personalized deck. I'm thinking of almost incorporating or creating rather fluency frenzy characters that mimic the values as a joker, queen, king, or ace, just to make it a little bit more personalized and engaging for students. It adds a sense of accountability if they're able to create their own cards or they associate different characters with fluency frenzy as opposed to a traditional stack. So that's something I'm still sifting through, but overall, the materials for Fluency Frenzy are just a pack of playing cards. So the core game play and prototypes looks like this digital prototype that I have created here. And so just to talk about kind of how Fluency Frenzy works, we have two players on either side of a play area. So we got player one and player two, and a stack of cards in the middle. So what players will do is they'll take two cards and have them face down. And at the count of three, students will simultaneously flip both their cards up to reveal their values. So player one has values of 5 times 5, and player two has 2 times king. And we'll get into more of what king means in a later slide. So at the count of three, once they reveal their cards, they are going to race to see who can say their correct product first. So if I say 5 times 5 equals 25 first before player two is able to articulate their product, then I win that round. And the winner of this round has the opportunity to steal the other player's cards. If the player does not correctly state their product, so if player two says 2 times king does equals something that 2 times king doesn't equal, I have the opportunity to take them. So I can do this by providing the correct product to player two. I could say 2 times king is blank and give them the correct answer. And then to further that process, to actually teach player two how I got that answer, I would show them what strategy I used, either that be skip counting or repeated addition or some other strategy. I'm teaching player two how I arrived at that answer, so that can help them in future rounds. Now let's say the player who did not win that round, player two, wants to counteract my stealing of the cards. So I told them, oh, 2 times king is blank, correct answer. I get to take their cards too. Let's say player two doesn't want that. They don't want me to steal their cards. What they can do is counteract my steal. So they will draw 4 new cards from the drawing pile, and then they will reveal them, and they have to answer both of these multiplication questions correctly. And if they do, then they get to keep 4 cards, and then the 2 cards that I stole from them will go in the discard pile. Each player also has a winnings pile, and this almost acts as like a progress bar to see who's winning. So another element of my game was giving wild cards meaning. So the king, queen, ace, and joker are cards that I want to give an alternative meaning just to keep the game a little bit more fun, keep players engaged because they have to decode what the value is. So they have to remember what each wild card represents. So to start with the king, they're worth 10. So let's say, for example, I draw a 2 and I get a king. 2 times king, or 2 times 10, equals 20. So before, just like we had in the last slide, the answer would have been 20. 2 times king equals 20. Then for our queen over here, she's worth 11. So same thing, if I was to draw a 2 and draw a queen, then I would get a total or product of 22. Moving over to the ace, this is worth 12. So for example, 2 times ace, or 12, equals 24. Joker is my favorite because I think it's the most interactive. It's player's choice. And I think this can be really good for students who really want to get ahead of their opponent. Because when they get a Joker, let's say they draw a 2 and they also draw a Joker, they want to they want to make that Joker represent a value of a fact they already know. So 2 times 1 would be a really good one if you know your 2 times tables really well or your 1 times tables really well. So it's really good because that one almost acts as like an automatic win. So the basic game objects are the cards, because the cards are the only game material. They provide the math problems that you're going to solve. They also act as a source for a progress bar. So like I said before, your winnings pile almost acts as tokens, if you will, in like a different kind of game. It shows physically when you're stacking your cards up how well you're doing in relation to your opponent. So for the procedures, Fluency Frenzy's procedures are to correctly solve as many multiplication fluency problems before your opponent as possible to win. Students will write the problems they did not yet solve correctly on an index card to be handed in at the end of gameplay. So while you're playing, for example, let's say 2 times king equals 20, but let's say I just got all frazzled in the fast nature of this gameplay and I said 2 times king is 22. And then I would be like, oh, that was wrong. My player 1 would tell me, oh, that's not the correct product. So what I would do was I would write 2 times, not king, I would write 2 times 10 equals 22 on an index card. More on this index card later. So the basic rules to be tested, this word right here really sums it up, trends. So this just shows multiplication fact fluency facts. I don't know why I said it like that. These just show some multiplication problems that you could see in Fluency Frenzy. So the important part of Fluency Frenzy's rules to be tested is identifying trends in the players. So remember, the goal is to master fluency facts. So teachers can review what facts players are struggling with and identify which number facts to focus on. So this just shows a round of gameplay. I won these problems, but these 3 problems are ones that I still need some work on. So I'm going to write the problems that I need help on still on an index card. I'm going to write both multiplicants and I'm going to write the product that I came at. And then I also think it's important to kind of decipher what is fact fluency. So fact fluency is not something that's automatic. It's something that requires efficiency and flexible thinking. So it might look different from learner to learner, player to player. Fact fluency is not something that's determined by speed. So when looking at the structural elements, I'm really struggling with if I want to time my players or not. And I don't know exactly how that'll look because I want to keep the gameplay fair and it is a fast-natured game. So I don't want a student to be sitting there and, writing a repeated addition out for, an extended period of time. If it's like 12 times 10, for example, that would take them a really long time to write out. So I just want to think about how that is going to look, because what really defines efficiency? When I look at the New York State standards, it's a little gray. When I taught kindergarten last year and we were talking about addition facts, it said that it had to be within 5 seconds. And then I've also looked in other areas where it just says the same thing, that it's focused on efficiency. So it's like really what defines efficiency and how does that look for each player? Is it based off of level? I don't really know yet. And that's something I'm still looking for. And where and how can I provide player equity? Because I want to be able to give students what they need in terms of solving these fluency facts. I don't want to just leave them in the dark. So if you guys have any ideas or suggestions, I really would welcome you to write in the discussion board in our class or in the comment section below of how you think I should tackle this structural element of timing. Should I be timing them? Should I not be timing them? And to go over the other former details, just to close out my presentation, The form of details that I would include is student progress. This is really what this game is based off of. It includes elements of serious fun because a student is bettering their mathematical skill set through multiplication fluency facts. And I, as the teacher, want to make sure that this game is helping them do so. So at the end of each gaming session, an index card is given to the teacher. So this would be an example of an index card at the end of gameplay. These are the 3 problems that I got wrong. Wrote both multiplicants and the incorrect product. I give this index card to my teacher. The teacher will collect the data and analyze it to find trends or patterns. So player 1, it looks like they're having problems with their 3 times tables, and all of the problems that they got incorrectly, they all include a multiplicand of 3. So the data then will drive instruction. The teacher will create personalized activities, maybe host some interventions to enhance students' multiplication skills through various strategies. And then the more gameplay, the more identification of struggle and how to tackle that struggle will have the student evolve and then become a fluency frenzy genius. So then they'll be able to further enhance their skills. So I hope you guys enjoyed my presentation. I really welcome any feedback or any ideas that you guys have, like I said, in the discussion board or the comment section below. So yeah, I'm looking really forward to hearing what you guys have to say.